Hello and welcome to the Path of Least Resistance. I am Sai, and today we're going to go over the new player's guide. It's day 21 and 20. So as you can see from our map, we have a lot complete. We have 2 left in Unforgiven, 3 in Ancient Fear, a couple in Daughter of the Void and Grand Heist, Starforger, Dragonsire. This is mostly Vandal City and Freljord that I haven't done. I think some of them require like an extra Rune Terran champion, and I haven't done that either. I have 6 left in the Frost Witch. Only 2 of these are region specific, and then we can do 4 whatever. For our Nightmares, we do have 1 left. I think this is a Bandle City. Yeah. For Fizz. And then for Viego, we need 2 Shadow Isles, which is probably going to end up being Vhagar and Viego. Hopefully that will work out for me. And we still need 1 Rune Terran for the Fiddlesticks adventure. I would prefer Evelyn, but I've gotten 0 Evelyn shards, I think. If I have more than that, it's not by much. And so it's probably going to end up being Fiddlesticks, and I don't know how well that's going to work out. Fiddlesticks is good, but I don't know that he necessarily is the right choice here. But I mean, if you play enough times, you'll get the right powers and you'll make it work. That's what I've learned doing this. Resetting your first power is actually a really important trick. In Rogues of Runeterra, we're just missing a Runeterran champion. We'll put Actually, I'm not sure we can put Fiddlesticks there because of the Terrify mechanic. I might need a new Runeterran champion. We'll figure it out. For Bandle City, or for Wuju Bladesman, we have 1 for Bandle City. I think Vhagar there will be perfectly fine. And for Targon over here, we need a Runeterran, a Bandle City, and an Ionian. This is going to be Lilia, Vhagar, and I don't know, I guess we'll see. I don't know. Probably Fiddlesticks, and then we'll probably also spend shards on a different champion. Yeah. And that's it for this part of the review section where we look at things. We've been playing a lot of Swain to clear off all the Noxus, and we'll go over that in a second. I forgot Elder Dragon exists. We're saved. So that'll work out for us. So for currencies, let's see if I can move over. On days 20, we unlocked Auction, and that really didn't work out for me. I mean, I did a bunch of things with Auction, but it all felt bad, even getting his 4-star. I don't know, he doesn't play quite right into higher level adventures, or I'm playing him wrong. I think maybe if you had chosen by the stars, you would have an entirely different experience, but I don't, so here we are. And then, so I ended up unlocking Nidalee, and Nidalee was just like a world different. Nidalee is so strong. Didn't have any problems with anything. Beat Aurelian Soul at level 8, that kind of thing. So yeah, it was just really straightforward, really easy. And here's our video for the day. This is a Perfection Swain run against Lissandra. I got really lucky and got Perfection for both Lissandra and Twisted Fate, and turns out Perfection on Swain is really good because whenever anyone dies, 4 damage is dealt to the enemy Nexus, which scales his power, and you just kind of win the game. Perfection, I think, might be one of the best powers in the game, and it's new and it's nice. So, adventures per day. We have 29 adventures left, and we went over them, and so that's an average of 3 a day, more or less. Should be fine. For our fragments, we still need to spend a bunch, so we need to spend on Vhagar, we need to spend on Volibear, we need to spend on Viego, who is hiding somewhere over here, because we don't have another Shadow Isles, and that is probably going to cost us 120. We need to spend 20 on Fiddlesticks, so that's 140. And then somewhere in there, Lilia is going to take 15. and we have Elder Dragons, so maybe we're okay. I don't know. We'll figure it out. For quests, we've been done with those for a while, and then for things to do. So, like I said, on day 20, we finished off our Morgana. We did the Ancient Fear with Jin. I think I just forgot to do it. And this took me probably like 4 or 5 tries, because with that Curator's Gatebreaker, you don't have a way to play Jin with Plunder and then without having double Riptide Battery, which I only have one of them right now. You don't get very many stats, and you also don't create very many stun card in hand and captive audience. So it was just really hard. Obviously, like, I think Ancient Fear 6.5 is one of the hardest adventures, probably actually, and then also I think it, just by its number, it's very hard, but I also just think it's very hard. But we did end up doing it with Communal Mana Flow, Riptide Battery, and Guardian Angel, and Chemtech Duplicator. So the relics were Riptide Battery, Guardian Angel, and Chemtech Duplicator, and the first power I got was Communal Mana Flow. That's you gain a mana every round, and that ended up giving me enough mana to be fine. But up until that point, it was a real struggle. And then I was hoping that I would be able to take Akshan through every adventure, and it was just not fun. I was not having a good time doing it. Everything was just like a little bit of a struggle. But we did manage to get a Lissandra kill, which was honestly probably the most important thing to do. I ended up using Berserker's Buckle because he just doesn't have any hit points, and so he gets hit with like a Wild Shard and he dies. So I was trying to level him up to level 30 there, to see if adding an extra relic would make me feel better about it. But overall, I just wasn't feeling good about it. And so once we got our Frost Witch win, I immediately switched off to Needly to finish off the rest, because I wasn't looking forward to doing like the 5 and 6 star adventures with Akshan when I didn't have to, and I had like a fair number of Needly shards. I think it was at 40 or 60 rather. So I just finished her off, and then we were able to complete Ruined King, Cardmaster, and Frost Witch on the first try each time. Literally no problem. It was so easy. I do recommend that you always have Lost Chapter on, so I didn't use my Greater Cosmic Blessing until I was level 13, but so we killed Aurelian Soul at level 8, which brought us to 13, then we killed him again with the Greater Cosmic Blessing, and it took us instantly to 30, did Ruined King, Cardmaster, Frost Witch. Then I wanted to finish off my Noxus wins, so I took Swain through the Grand Heist, Dragon Sire, then the weeklies reset. And I did those with Yasuo, and we just did the first weekly with Jinx. We already did 4 of the weeklies on Monday, and so we just needed to finish it off really quickly. And then we finished off, I think, everything else that needs a Noxus with Swain. I got really lucky on the Cardmaster and the Frost Witch, picking up Perfection. Cardmaster, I also had Spellburn. That fight was honestly hilarious. It just ended immediately because if you have Spellburn and Perfection, every spell you cast does 8 damage or something, 4 damage. And you can cast a lot of spells, so you end up trying a lot of cards, and the whole thing is just nonsense. Then I got Perfection again on Lissandra, which is the run you're watching, and you can see how fast that's going. So for currencies, I don't know if I went over this already. We spent on auction getting him up, and then we also spent on Needly. That's all we've spent. We're going to be spending a lot more in the near future, and that's kind of it. Things to note is on Needly, I played a lot more of her, so I learned a lot more about her. Corrupted Star Fragment plus a support with Rally means that you can rally an extra time, so normally you use Guard Inheritance, still suggest that, but on a round where you don't get a free rally, you can eat your support and then get another rally, which usually lets you get another rally in from leveling up again. It's great. And then of course cost increases don't matter because you're a bush. And that's kind of where we're at. Our relics, we're still kind of missing duplicates of things in our Emporium. We're just buying everything that comes up because They're inexpensive. We have way too much Stardust, so I have 17,000 Stardust. A relic costs 500. To get to better relics, we need to just be spending all that Stardust and just buying out relics until there are no more left. And so that's what I've been doing. But we did get 2 that we didn't have, or I think maybe we had Ravenous Hydra, and this is a duplicate of it. Unclear. I think we didn't have it. But we did get Dreams of Yordles, which is nice if we had any Elise fragments, which we don't, or Lux Illuminated fragments, which we have very few of. But it's a good relic, so I'm not sad about it. And then we still need, so I can take this off here. We still don't have Curator's Gatebreaker, which is a good one. Don't have Star Gems, don't have Gale Force, don't have Hymn of Valor, which we could get if we leveled up Bard, but it's unlikely that we're going to do that, because I don't think we're going to have the shards, but we'll see how it goes. Overall, things going pretty well. And yeah, I think we'll be able to complete everything within the time frame. So within the month. So yeah, that's it. Let's look at the video now. Alright, so if you've been watching, I don't know how much you can actually see when the video is only like a quarter size of the screen or whatever. But yeah, every time anything dies, like I said, you do 4 damage to the enemy nexus, which also triggers your Swain's ability to scale your spells, the first 3 that you play, for every 5 damage the enemy nexus is missing. So your spells get really strong, so like, yeah, just by letting your units die, or killing their units. It doesn't matter which one. That's why I'm fully willing to just attack with everything all of the time, because whether our units dies or their units die, still profit. And then you have enough stuns and direct damage spells that it doesn't matter that you have nothing. I took Mortal Marks here as our power because I wanted to be able to remove anything, and if they only have 1 hit point, it's much easier to do. We got lucky and we didn't get an I Am Inevitable Lissandra. That is run ending a lot of times. I think we would have been okay anyway, because we could just like kind of avoid giving any of their unit stats, but they do have Ice Shards, so if they ever play Ice Shards, we lose. Here I made a mistake. So I played this House Spider with Capture, and then I blocked with it because I thought that the Deathless would recapture the unit that I got rid of, and as you can see, I was very wrong. It ended up just doing nothing, and so that set me back actually a lot. And here's where the Ice Shards come in. If this had been an I Am Inevitable Lissandra, they would be at plus 15? 6 times 2 plus 12 to all of their hit points and health and power. There we go. Those are the terms the game uses. And that would have been very difficult to deal with. So here I attack because attacking is just good, and because of Perfection, the enemy nexus having tough doesn't matter as much. But I should have killed Lissandra ahead of time. That would have been like 4 extra damage, which would have scaled down the enemy nexus health, which would have increased the power of our spells more. So you can see Get Excited, I got the doubling power on it. It will do 24 right now, which is honestly most of the enemy nexus health. And here I don't mind just giving up my units, because again, if they die, I'm still gaining damage to the nexus. So we did 12 damage just by killing our own units, basically. Actually more than 12, we did 16 there. And so yeah, it's just strong. And then here, Stylish Shot does enough damage that the Get Excited can just finish off the enemy nexus and I don't even have to worry about anything. So, yeah. Super great run. Perfection on Swain. Perfection on a lot of champions is really good. It's good on Kai'Sa. It's good on Jinx, good on Swain. Anything that can ping for 1 damage, so probably Misfortune would be good. If you can get something like Spellburn or Explosive Ally, it's strong. You just start drafting for spells or cheap units if you have that happen. And yeah, we got a full Noxus Nova Crystal out of it, so good times. And we actually can't spend it because we don't have shards, but we'll go over probably in a couple days what I would spend my Nova Crystals on if I had shards or if I was going to continue to play, but not today. Anyway, that is all for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.